Welcome back to Fab Fun. Today we're going to be working on the center axle disconnect on a 1991 Jeep Wrangler YJ, 4.05 speed. I believe it's a Dana 30 front axle. The center axle disconnect was designed, I think, to save on fuel mileage, but it's vacuum operated and goes bad quite often. So yesterday I had a problem with it not engaging, and today I'm going to take a look at it and see if I can bypass this or completely delete it. So this is your center axle disconnect. Again, it is vacuum operated. There is a vacuum shift motor to the right side, and you can see two vacuum lines coming into the top of it right there. And what that does is it pulls a shaft side to side, and that shaft holds a shift fork. That shift fork slides a shift collar between two separate axles on the passenger side of this axle. So when it's open, you do not have four-wheel drive. When it slides it closed and connects those two axle shafts, you have four-wheel drive as long as the transfer case is engaged. Well, it hasn't been engaging, so I'm going to take this apart and we're going to see what we can do.
Four bolts right here, two at the top, two at the bottom. Looks like they're all coming loose. Just want to check them before I get too far into this. I think that's the problem with my four-wheel drive not engaging. Looks like they're all going to come loose. Disconnect this. Disconnect this. It has water in it. I don't know if that's playing a part in the problem. Okay. Hoping with this side up on the jack that I don't lose as much oil. I do have some gear oil to put back in it, but just trying to avoid having a big mess. And I am going to have a little bit of a mess. It's okay. Or maybe not. It's going to leak a lot. I will get something to catch this. I will be right back. Yummy. So, hopefully you guys can see this. Here's the fork. Vacuum here, moves the fork side to side. And when that fork slides, it either engages or disengages with that collar sliding back and forth. To the left would lock in the front axle, to the right, unlocks it. Maybe that's easier to see. Ooh, that's cool. So this side, slid over, doesn't combine the two axle shafts. When vacuum operates, that to the side, and you can hear that moving. It slides. There we go. It does have to be lined up. So if you've got a vacuum leak anywhere, that can cause problems, or if this little diaphragm here starts to go bad, which is pretty much the same thing as a vacuum leak, it's not going to move very well. So, let's bypass this.
Alright, important thing to remember if you do this, there are 3 of these E-clips, 2 small ones on each side of the fork, and 1 big one that's right inside pretty simple. You get all this apart. I'm thinking about using, because I can't find a tap bolt that's fully threaded, just using threaded rod and get it spaced out where the selector or the fork is all the way over so that the front axle stays locked. And I hate using that term, that axle shaft stays locked, because the differential and what most people say a locked front axle means a locked differential. Well, we're just talking about one axle shaft staying locked. I've got some nuts, 3/8, some washers in case I need it. I need to find out how long I need to cut this. Put a nut on the outside. Have to have some way to get this to seal a little bit. Might use a piece of air hose. And then put a nut on the inside, or 2 nuts on the inside, so I can hold the fork over. Let's see if I can come up with something and show you what it looks like. So I think I've got a piece of 3/8 threaded rods, 3/8 16. Got a nut, nylon lock nut, washer. I put some 3/8 fuel line in here as kind of a gasket, and a 3/8 nylon lock nut on the inside. Once I get this tight in the right position, gotta get another nut and gotta get this in there. Once that's all tightened up in the right place, it should seal up pretty good. We'll see what it looks like when I get done tightening this up. The gasket. That needs to be cleaned off. Alright, let's kind of stuff this in here a little bit, keep any gasket from going in there. And we will clean it off. Alright, we've got some liquid gasket on there, or whatever it's called. Permatex. And now I have it all over me. Put some on there as well. I already checked it to make sure it lines up, and it does where it's in the left position. Just need to make sure that the bolts can go in.
There we go, one started. Possibly 2 started. sure they're started very well, not cross-threaded. Before we put the ratchet on it, that's what I like to do. Yeah, we're good there. Good there. Good there. Alright, let's tighten it up. It's important to remember not to over-tighten these because I believe that is an aluminum plate, or housing, whatever you want to call it. You don't want to crack it. It's not really under any pressure. Yep, good ratchet. Alright, let's get just a little bit on these. That's pretty good. There. That's pretty nice. I might take this plug out, put a little bit more gear oil in there. I can plug this up. It should indicate, if the light even still works, that it's in four-wheel drive all the time, even though it's not going to be. I need to plug up these vacuum lines. It's nothing crazy. Let's try to zip tie that in place. I'll eventually track down where all these lines go, but it is pretty wet under here from driving it yesterday. Yeah, I guess that way if somebody wanted to go back to having the vacuum diaphragm, if somebody owns this at some point in the future, all the lines would still be here. I didn't cut any wires. I could just plug these holes, maybe put zip ties on it, keep it all together. Make sure it's still running right. I don't have any vacuum leaks anywhere, but it should all be okay. But I do need to remember to get some gear oil in there. And then put the plug back in. Alright, here we go again. I've got some little stainless steel button head socket cap screws. We're gonna see if they fit. Oh my gosh, it might. I don't know if this is the appropriate thing to do, but it's what I'm doing. Seems like it's more fun to do it this way. Well, it feels pretty good. Now, where would it be appropriate to zip tie all this? Oh, well, that should have been there. Let's go ahead and do that. That'll help hold it. Looks like a pretty nice place to zip tie. Logan, it looks like crap. Yeah, I know. Don't get up under the Jeep then. Let's trim these. And let's put a little grease back in that rear end. That's not a rear end, it's front end. I didn't lose very much, so I'm going to try not to go crazy with this, but there we go. That should be enough. And we'll put this back in. Yeah. Okay. Is it done? Check the bolts again. Pretty snug. Ah. Pretty awesome to me. Alright, let's clean up.
Oh, this is great. Cheap, easy fix.